Yes, Storm Area 51. That's what I'm talking about right now. This is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I'm headed on to the ocean right now. The moon is high in the sky. The sun is approaching, and I'm getting ready to head out to Area 51. I've been going there for years through the safety of the internet. It won't be taking the Truth Cycle though, it'll be the Truth Mobile. And as I showed you in the thumbnail, it'll be really important to make sure that you've got, let me show this a little bit better. It'll be really important to make sure that you've, at least for me, I've got enough boron that'll be just fine. And I'm not saying that that's the only answer to what's going on here. What I would simply say is that based on my research, it'll be very beneficial to have boron in the system, in the water. 20 Mule Team Borax. You can get it at Walmart. You can have Amazon ship it to you. It's all good. And you can call me anytime. Go ahead and do that if you want to. I've got my name and information all public. If you want YouTube Truth stickers, you can send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 169 Cloverleaf Drive, Longs, South Carolina. Of course, I probably won't be able to send them to you for a while. If you want to get them handed to you by me personally, you might be able to do that at the Area 51 in Nevada. I would also encourage you to have plenty of good, pure drinking water. Have a pie pan or something that you can catch water from underneath your air conditioning system. Good, clean drinking water will be a very important aspect of all this. Healthy nutrition, that's another extremely important reality to make sure that you've got covered. So I'm going to break this down, talk more about it on the way in, and here we go. Thanks for tuning in. Let me activate my battery. I've got enough power in this car to keep me charging my batteries and all my stuff, an inverter and all of that. It's pretty important to have those dynamics covered. Power will be an issue out there. Camping will be an issue. I'm not in, oh man, I'm back. Okay, I gotta pull over. I've got an issue with my my mount. There we go. Wow, I'm glad I'm good. So whatever reason, my bracket keeps on spitting my phone out, which is a little bit of a hassle. I mean, I've done a lot of recording. Sometimes things like that can be an interruption, of course. So I'm going to break down some of the details about all this. Why is it important to have boron in your system? And I'm encouraging safety. Wow, that is just not right. Okay, I've got to do something a little different, evidently. Yeah, this will be all right. Sorry about the delay. I mean, I've got a system that I purchased that's supposed to be able to handle this. Installed just the way it should be. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't spit it out now. I don't know why it's doing that. Wanted to show you the sunrise. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to have a backup plan in case that flies out again. All right. Sorry for the delay. I think it might have been a little, maybe coconut oil. No, not kidding. I can tell there's some beautiful fluffy clouds on the horizon. And I should be able to get us to the ocean area quick enough to show it to you, breaking the plane. Okay, so I've been storming Area 51 for years, actually using the internet to do it. And that's a safe place to do it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm encouraging everybody to do it, to search it out, see what you can find. Because we're being lied to on epic proportions. So if you want to know about aliens, well, they're in the Bible. You can read about it. Genesis 6, the book of Genesis, chapter 6, the fallen ones. And then you can read the book of Revelation as well. Genesis to Revelation, 66 books, one author. If you want a flat earth map or model, you might want to consider the book of Enoch. I find it to be extremely insightful on breaking down a lot of issues that are impossible for me to know otherwise. What I observe with the way that the sun and the moon appear and vanish, their duration of visibility between one another can't be explained by the official narrative at all of the heliocentric model, so to speak. The spinning water sphere. So I am actually planning on driving to Area 51 area. And like I said before, I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything illegal or dangerous. What I would simply say is a lot of people have gone to that area. And you can go there on the internet right now and take a look at it if you want to. From the safety of your home, if you care to. So one of the things I wanted to show you is just the beauty of that. The shadow going off to the left there is because of fluffy clouds. Crepuscular rays going in the opposite direction as the sun approaches. That's, you can look up some of this stuff. What I have more recently talked about with the borax, 20 multein borax is boron, 99.9% boron, is that it's an inhibitor of candida, body fungus, toenail fungus, yeast infections, jockeyage, athlete's foot, all of that. Cancer, I believe, is a fungus. There's a doctor out of Italy that's injected purified water and sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, into cancerous tumors, killed them deader than a hammer. When my mom died in 1993, September 28th in 93, just before that, she said, "Bobby, if the cancer doesn't get you, the treatment will." So I encourage people to eat healthy and exercise and make sure that you're born again. If you think that you should be. Some people are going to think that the Bible is a fairy tale and that Jesus Christ, as most of humanity would recognize him, is a fairy tale. Some of them know him as Yahweh, Yeshua, the living word, the living water, the great I am, the Alpha and Omega, the I am, YHWH. You can hashtag any of those, check that out. It's a beautiful day. Now, in my water is now in a gallon. I'm putting a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of boron. And it's an element. It's not a soap. Neither of those are soaps. They're elements, and you can read it. You can check it out. Sodium bicarbonate and boron. And it's healthy for the liver, healthy for the kidneys, healthy for the overall physiology. This water is not ordinary. It's reverse osmosis, carbon filtered, and I like to put it in the sun. Water seeks level, covers the face of the earth, doesn't conform to a shape of a spinning sphere hurling through space. They're lying about the moon landing, that's for sure. They're lying about so much, and I want to break that down for you. I want to talk about that, and I've been doing that for years. One of the other methods that I've been using to talk about it is to actually show you this world from quite a different perspective. Do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? You know, there's a lot of traction that's been given to this Area 51 event. And it's not by accident at all. And I mentioned that right away. When I was first asked if I was going, I was thinking, nah, it's crazy. They're giving way too much traction to it, and it's going to be a major event. And it is. It may be a alien disclosure, planned, choreographed, all for ulterior motives. There's reasons for that. And just like my attendance at the Flat Earth Conference was recognized by approaching 40 million views right now. I've got a globe back here because I'm exposing it. I'm exposing the global lie. I might be an embarrassment to some of you truth seekers. Oh well, sorry about that for you. Because I'm the real deal. Around these parts, they call me Truth. And I'm called other things too, and that's okay. So I wanted to show you the beauty and majesty of yet another sunrise. You can go to my channel. I've got a YouTube Truth playlist, which is an audio Bible merged with the beauty of creation. And then I've got over 2,800, approaching 2,900 videos. If I actually am able to make it all the way to Area 51, I'll be leaving soon. It's a media frenzy already. If you want to contact anybody, have them reach out to me, that'd be just great. That's one of the reasons why my phone number is on the thumbnail, and I'm talking about the borax, because it's a big deal. It's more than a cure for athlete's foot. It's way more. Have you heard of Morgellons? Morgellons. You can look at Carnicom Institute if his page and channel are still up. I had him on my playlist, and he's talking about the aerosol dispersal, weather modification, chemtrails, weather wars, geoengineering. There's particulate that's put into the into the aerosol dispersal that is biological in nature, as well as conductive material. Nano-sized particles of aluminum, barium, strontium. You could hashtag and search. When I say hashtag, I mean search it. Smart dust. And so I want to flip this around for just a moment, give you an orientation of where we are right now. That's the coastal preserve. I'm heading on that direction right now. Take us on out there. And then to the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier. So actually, when I get home today, I'm planning on changing the oil in the car, and I've got my gallons of liquefied nutrition that's been frozen, my spinach, kale, chia seed, hemp hearts, mixed berries, bananas, apple cider vinegar, and more. Apple juice, grape juice. And then there's stores along the way. I'll be taking the Ninja to reconstitute it. but it's frozen. It'll be like a chest of frozen nutrition. It's a big deal. And I'll be bringing several, probably 20 gallons of water at least. I know it's a little bit heavy, but it's worthwhile because water may be challenging at different times. So it's not like I need to have it for my whole journey. I can get reverse osmosis water, as well as you can get reverse osmosis carbon filtered water where you are, most likely. You can look it up. It's bottled water, but I recommend it being in polycarbonate jugs, not the cheap plastic water bottles that leach the estrogen mimicking chemicals to basically chemically castrate and reduce the sperm count. They don't want ordinary folks reproducing. They're okay with plenty of sex in all kinds of different manners. What they don't want is a healthy, reproductive, visceral male response. They want a feminized humanity. So you can look up some of this stuff. When they put an aggressive water in a highly purified water in a cheap plastic, it leaches the chemicals out of the plastic. Not good. Not good, not healthy, and it's designed to be that way, just so you know. All of this is by design. My second favorite spot is available. I'll show you. So a lot of people will go through this area. About 20 million guests in the Grand Strand of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is in North Myrtle Beach. So one of the things that I like to do is put my highly purified water in the sun. And when I do that, I like to use the glass. It's pretty important. Making the transfer sometimes is a little bit of a challenge, but I thought it was worthwhile. I definitely wanted to go live and talk about all this today because it's actually a really big deal. So from the safety of your own home, wherever you are, you can storm Area 51 digitally on the internet. You can hashtag my name if you care to and see what I've been doing, what I'm about. I'm basically about exposing the reality of the world that we live in. And so seeking the truth is what I've been encouraging people to do. All right. So yeah, the that whole area of Area 51 is going to be challenging in a lot of respects. So how close I'll actually get, I don't know for sure. I do know that with my P1000 here, I'll be able to get a whole lot closer than otherwise. And here's part of the deal too, is that I can zoom in 125 times. That's the magnification of the P1000. And with that in mind, the moon is a whole lot closer. So is the sun. You can see my local sun videos, and the moon is also local, very close. Job 37 proclaims in God's word that it's actually in the midst of the clouds, whether you like it and or agree with it or not. It's not, the truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular, and it's certainly not an opinion. It just is what it is. It's the truth. Okay, so I've got another recording to fire up. Okay. All right, this is Robert Forsch. Let's see, I've got to start this up again. Sorry about the delay here. Okay, so this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I'm encouraging everybody to storm Area 51, and you can do that digitally if you care to. No need to drive out to the desert. You can just hashtag Area 51. You can explore my channel if you like, because I break down a lot of what's going on in this world. I'm showing this humanity from a different perspective, letting people see what this is like. I guess they don't realize they're supposed to stop. I proceed with caution. It's a good thing to do. Hey, good morning, Sally. Good, it looks like I'll be storming Area 51. I've been doing it for years on the internet. I'm encouraging everybody to do that, but I'm actually planning on going on out there. I want to cover it and break it down for some people. I should be able to get millions of views on that. I would think. People need to know the truth about this stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, Sally. So people come from all over the world to enjoy the beauty and majesty of creation here. And this is the Prince Resort and the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier. Good morning. Those are the fluffy clouds that were making the shadows in the sky. In the summer, the sun comes up way in the middle of the view there. In the winter, way in the middle of the view over that way, over the ocean. I've got video proof of that on my channel. You can see it if you care to. So that's actually a pretty good mirror shot right about here, I would think. So I wanted to show you the little lower spot. If you're watching an unmagnified view, I'm narrating for the P1000 recording. It'll be up a little bit later. So people are searching for seashells, shark teeth. Sometimes they're searching for new relationships. That all happens. We have an interesting world that we live in. A lot of fragmentation, a lot of divorce and death, all by design, all very intentional. Yeah, this will be a great spot to video from as well. So one of the things that we'll get would be a lot of family photos. I just want to pull my shoes off right now. It feels so good. So I'm obviously at sea level right now. The ocean that covers the face of the stationary and level Earth. Keep in mind there would be no level anywhere if we were spinning, wobbling, and gyrating. So that would be the Myrtle Beach skyline over in this direction. And I wanted to give you a point of reference for where we are. So the pier is about pretty level, even though it looks like it's getting shorter towards the end. It's just further away. Laws of perspective. I've got a moment to zoom in on the moon right now, and I'll show you what that looks like. I've been videoing and photographing the moon for years. On the right side of the missing moon, that's not a shadow, that's just not there. The moon is an odd shape. Storming Area 51. How about storming the moon with my P1000? Sorry about that. It's easy to lose it in the wind like this. Oh, here we go. I'm zooming in on the sun right now. Wow, look at how far out over the ocean it is. It's major heating up the ocean. We'll probably have a hurricane this year here. So as the sun is moving towards us, it's going to appear to rise higher in the sky. It doesn't mean we're living on a ball. We're not. And it certainly isn't moving. Scripture says in a lot of places the earth doesn't move. The water moves, the air moves, the information and people and all the stuff moves. If you think that this is odd, what I want to have you consider is the official story of the globe model. The heliocentric, sun-worshipping, sun-centered model means that there would be people upside down in relationship to other people. That's not even possible. Upside down as in walking out on the beach in Australia, South America, South Africa, Antarctica. None of that is happening. There's up and down, not upside down in relationship to one another. And I'll zoom in again. Just a few days ago, the sun was, from this vantage point, way to the left. By the time it's as far south or as far away from this location as it gets, it's going to be very low in the sky and appear out over the ocean, way out. So there's actually clouds behind the sun, and that does not, that occurrence doesn't normally appear when it's high in the sky. Around noon, it's not going to be like that. It's happening when it's lower, based on perspective. Lower means further away. The Book of Enoch talks more about the sun and the moon, the cosmology. Jude talks about, actually, so it's God himself, the living word that took up flesh, that also mention Jude, or I mean Enoch, in a very favorable manner. So it's not like we were alerted to not listen to Enoch. He walked with God. So I encourage everybody to seek the truth with all your heart because, well, it matters for eternity. That's just the nature of that. So in a little bit, the sun is going to punch through the top of the clouds. Pretty amazing. One of the reasons why I'll zoom out a bit, and I'll do it right now, it's more obvious earlier in the sun appearing that it's a localized small light in the sky. It's not a 1.5 million Earth sizes and 93 million miles away. They're making this up. The space that NASA is most concerned with is between your ears to give you a false reality. Now, NASA, Google, YouTube, Facebook, the CIA, DARPA, and the rest of the beast system, as in the mark of the beast system, uses a lot of artificial intelligence. So God will use who and what, or Satan will use who and what he can, and the creator of this world, God, can hashtag YHWH as well, call him Yahweh, or his Greek reference or his Hebrew reference of Yeshua. Now right here, I believe it's pretty obvious that there's clouds both in front of and behind the sun, as I mentioned earlier. I've got a video that I recorded of that several years ago that has now 1 million views. It's approaching 1 million views. Because of my activity at the Flat Earth International Conferences, I've been chosen to be made fun of. On PewDiePie, Logan Paul, Triggered Troll, The Daily Show, Lewis Black making fun of me, and other Flat Earthers. I'm not the only one. It's just that for whatever reason, I believe it's the providence of God. Pardon me. The reason why I've been given quite a bit of favor. I know that there's ridicule mixed in with that. I get that. That's okay. The truth isn't afraid of investigation. There you go. The hot spot behind the sun. So the lighting, the way that all lights up, see that? Indicative of the sun having clouds behind it. Now on my Facebook page, I had like 36,000 views of that occurrence. On my YouTube channel, same video, a couple thousand, maybe 2,500 views. And then to show the power of getting the information out on the Facebook groups, the Infinite Earth and Flat Earth Research posts, and many more that I may not know about, it's approaching 1 million views. You could check it out if you care to. It's been one of the things I'd like you to consider is seeing is believing. What do we see? What do we believe about what we see? Can we be tricked by the what's being shown in on the TV and in the movies? I understand that the Area 51 event is suspect as far as gaining that much traction. However, it could simply be the sovereignty of God overpowering the forces of evil. waking up a bunch of youth and much of humanity to explore the truth. The demographic of the youth is one of the areas, like the video game demographic, and it encompasses all ages. However, there's a high occurrence of under 30s in that are questioning their reality. Seems like the older we get and the more pride that we have, the easier it is for us to think we got it figured out. Well, I thought I had it figured out too. And the big question that I had for God, if I was truly born again, why was I struggling so much with the flesh? Well, I found out what the reason was. That's all I had was the flesh. I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. So I'm going to Area 51 digitally right now, and I have for years, and I've got videos related to Area 51, and I'm commenting on aliens. When I say the Bible says that aliens are in it, mentioned in it, God refers to us as his children that are foreigners and aliens in this land. That's one reference. Then the other thing is the fallen angels were cast out of heaven to the earth. And the leader of that group is Lucifer, also known as Satan, Saturn. Many names for Satan too. He hides behind a lot of different facades, including really pretty people with a lot of money, a lot of celebrity status. He offers fortune and fame and a life of self-pleasure. However, if you sell your soul to the devil, as many celebrities have said they've done, some of them really regret it now in this life, and in eternity I'm sure they will. We're all eternal beings having a temporary human experience. 7 people per second no longer have that human experience. That's over 100 million souls per year. Roughly half of those are abortion that are accounted for, and there's other deaths that are not documented in the nature of satanic ritual abuse, human sacrifice, all of that. We've got atrocities including pedophilia, and all kinds of very decadent behavior. Satan is the corrupter. He's corrupting humanity, and I'm exposing the truth of all that. Now, keep in mind, God is sovereign. The creator of this world is sovereign, and that means that he's in charge of everything. So nothing is going to happen in this world that he either doesn't cause or allow. So those are all important dynamics to consider. The broken up reflection on the water and sand is all due to the shape, the contour. I talk about it, it's like a laser beam. When we construct megastructures now and use laser levels, we use a liquid level to construct and to calibrate the laser. So I've been seen holding a level up against the horizon. I'm kind of baiting people. I want them to say, hey, that's not big enough. Well, let's just use all the water in the world. All of the water, the physics and properties of water. For those that are really brilliant in their own estimation, I say, do you know how much a gallon of water weighs? I'll ask anybody that. Well, it depends. It depends on the temperature, because the temperature changes the volume and density. That little detail drives the whole hydrologic or water cycle of the world. The evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, and a change of state. I've driven trucks, snowmobiles, motorcycles, cars on frozen lakes in Wisconsin. Lake Winnebago in particular. Ice boats. Gone over close to 100, close to about 80 miles an hour on the ice. We've got plenty of clear sky, so I'll be able to show you the moon later after this interaction with the clouds is not as beautiful and obvious. There we go. And what you're looking at, this is a bit of a breakdown of why this is. I'm not using a filter at all. I want you to take note of the similar cloud densities and how some of them look to be obviously in front of the sun, and then others of a similar density appear to be behind the sun as well. Job 37 talks about it. Sun in the clouds, local sun. Joshua 10, God stopped the sun and the moon from moving. So is the Bible a science book? Absolutely. It exposes the truth. It exposes the reality. What's wearing the name of science nowadays is a false, godless religion, promoting a godless cosmic Big Bang. The Catholic Church came up with it, invented it by their own estimation, own mention. And then the other thing is that there's a lot of false prophets in the world. People claiming to be representatives for God, claiming to be representatives that are actually born of the Spirit of God, and they're just charlatans and deceivers. They might not even know it. By irony and paradox, the deceived are unaware that they are in fact deceived. And I understand, to be intellectually honest, that could be me about an issue that I would be unaware of at this time. So what I would simply say to everybody is to seek the truth with all your heart, because it matters for eternity. There's multiple evidences of the reality of God. One of the powerful ones for me is my changed life, new life in Christ, set free from a life of addiction. Another powerful evidence is prophecy and fulfillment. Prophecy meaning the foretelling of future events, the fulfilling of those events. And then we also have the reality of a lot of other changed lives, not just my own. Many. So how's my family? Well, it's all of those who have or will be born again in all of human history. Some of them have transitioned, paid the price of their life in the form of martyrdom, been killed for their faith. We have a wicked system in this world that's all around us, the beast system. There's coming a day where it will be required to worship the beast, to comply with the system. Well, I won't comply. I will not consent to that. I'm not responsible for what you do with the information I create and share and talk about. I'm simply responsible for the obedience to make it available. So when I'm done out here at the beach, I'll be downloading, uploading, and changing the oil on the car and getting ready to go out to Area 51. If you know of anybody that, if this is picked up by any media sources, you can have them call me. I do Google Hangouts. I can do that if that's still happening. But I'll be going live all the way there and back as I'm able to. So what I want to draw your attention to as we look at this bigger view, there's a hot spot in the middle of the view. That's where the sun is. It's not massive and far away. It's local, and it's what's moving. We don't have toilet water flying out on people in Australia because of gravity. Well, hello. It's just water seeking its level. I've recorded many, many hours of it. And you're looking at it right now. The expansion and contraction of water can have an influence on tides, as well as there could be fountains underneath in the ocean. Probably still is. I believe there's evidence of that. And then there could be an interaction, certainly with the sun and the moon. However, not as we're officially told. God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. I'm going to have to do this a little bit different to shoot the... I've got to get up against a structure. It's too high in the sky. I've got to lean up against the pier here. There we go. So I'll be planning on storming Area 51 with my P1000 as well. There we go. Let's zoom in again. The beautiful imagery and videography from trained documentary producers from all over the world would be some of the evidence of the reality of the world we live in, and it's very different than we're being told. I also at this time want to zoom in on the Myrtle Beach skyline. And the people enjoying it. It's roughly 25 to 30 miles away. You can look at the shape of it because that's why there's a variance. The tidal activity is approximately an hour later at the Myrtle Beach International Airport area compared to here. So the wind moves the water moves the sand, and it's beautiful. So as pretty as it is to zoom in real close on the sun, the real evidence that it's so close and local is that it's not lighting up all the clouds like that. It's just that little spot there. That's the way that actually works. So this is Robert Porsche with the YouTube channel Truth. Thank you so much for your public and private encouragement. Feel free to reach out anytime. I'm going to be going live on Facebook now.